Welcome back to JTG Speaks, and in today's video we're going to be going over the David Benevidez versus David Morrell card. I'm going to be going through, doing a little bit of analysis, and then also giving my predictions. So yeah, Carmel Moten versus Frank Zaldivar. Frank Zaldivar 5-1. I mean, he kind of had a little bit of a padded record, I mean, his best one is against somebody who was 1-0. Recently lost to a 5-0 prospect, but this is a good fight for a seventh fight. I feel like Carmel's opponents have been fluctuating. It's like they'll give him a good opponent, bad opponent, good opponent, then bad opponent, then bad opponent, then good opponent. It's really iffy. You don't know, but. I mean, you could tell some of these fights are for experience. His last two fights were definitely just for experience. Makes sense, but he just ends them in one round, so he's not getting much experience. Carmel Moten's gonna win this fight, probably by stoppage. It's an 8-round fight. It can either be a complete war. Carmel's gonna probably finish this fight in beautiful fashion. I got Carmel Moten by knockout. Next up, Jason Rosario versus Jesus Ramos Jr. Now, Jason Rosario, former unified champion at 154. Jesus Ramos, coming off of a controversial, not a loss. He's coming off of a TKO victory, but before that, his only loss was a controversial, unanimous decision to Harrison Lubin. But a lot of people argued that he did lose. And a lot of people argued that he won. He's beat some decent guys like Vladimir Hernandez, Johan Gonzalez, Brian Mendoza. He's beat some good guys. But I think just based off skill, Jesus Ramos is freaking younger, way younger fighter. He's in his prime. I think Jesus Ramos Jr. will win this fight by knockout. Jason Rosario, I'm not counting him out completely, former unified champion. But I think Jesus Ramos Jr. will win this fight by knockout. Next up, Isaac Cruz versus Angel Ferreira. Honestly, I want to see Cruz lose again, bro. For some reason, bro, just every time Cruz comes out, he always has this freaking nasty ego, bro. This nasty ego for such a one-dimensional fighter. But they set him up for success. He's fighting another freaking Mexican fighter. Mexican fighters, bro, they just come forward, this guy's a tall, lanky guy who comes forward. But this is realistically just this is a good fight for Isaac, That's his type of style, to come forward and freaking. To be fair, he got most of the styles of most of the Mexicans, but a lot of the Mexican fighters can switch, can switch it up too, though. They don't just throw they're just not hook spammers. A lot of them, to be honest, they actually can throw combinations and actually have good skills. But Isaac Cruz, kind of just a freaking hook spammer. I think Isaac Cruz wins this fight by knockout, though. Next up, the co-main event, Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton 2. Now, this is a good fight, rematch. Brandon Figueroa's only loss is to Stephen Fulton, and Brandon Figueroa is low-key great, man. He's great, man. You don't really. A lot of people don't really know about him, but he got freaking a nice resume, bro. He's got wins over guys like Mark Magsayo, Carlos Castro, Luis Neri. He's got a good record, a good resume. He's always fun to watch. He's always gonna come forward. He's a Mexican fighter, so he's gonna come forward and freaking be entertaining. It just is what it is. Stephen Fulton, he's more of a slick boxer. As much as he is a slick boxer, but in New Way freaking cracked his chin, and now it's over with, to be honest. Anyway, cracked his shin, bro. It's over, bro. He was almost like, I wouldn't say he was unstoppable, but like he was a great defensive fighter. You know, had a good chin, and then bro fought anyway and just got freaking murked, bro. He got destroyed. Like, didn't win one round and then got knocked out. And then he came back versus Carlos Castro. To be fair, it was a decently good performance, but he did get dropped in the 5th round. So yeah, man, I got Brandon Figueroa winning this fight by knockout. I think we're gonna see a nasty knockout too. I see it happening already, bro. As much as I want my boy Stephen Fulton to win, bro, I just don't see it happening, bro. I don't see him taking that onslaught from Figueroa, especially after getting knocked out by Inoue and then getting dropped by Castro. His chin is now compromised, and I feel like Brandon Figueroa is gonna handle that second now. Next up, the main event: David Morrell versus David Benevidez. Pretty sure this is a final title eliminator. The winner of this will fight the winner of Bevo and Better Biv 2. So that's good. That's good. You know, there's high stakes in this fight. You know, you get the undisputed title shot, you win this. So this is a high stakes fight. You know, 2 freaking hard hitters, bro. This is gonna be an amazing fight. This is an amazing fight just in general. You know, David Benevidez. You know, the freaking Mexican month. The Mexican month. And then we got David Morrell, the Cuban fighter who's been on a roll, man. Recently, he got a win over Hot Rod. As it was a unanimous decision, but a lot of people, you know, think that it was closer than that. And some people even had Hot Rod winning, which is I don't see that at all, if I'm being honest. You know, David Benevidez. I mean, you look at David Benevidez, former world champion. He has that world championship experience. David Morrell just doesn't have that. But David Morrell only has 11 fights. He doesn't have that championship experience. And I think that's what it's really going to come down to. David Benevidez, he's been in there with the guys like Alexander Ghost. He's been in there with Boo Boo Andrade, Caleb Plant, you know. He's been in there with real good guys. I think David Benevidez wins this fight by either mid to late stoppage or unanimous decision. Man, those are my predictions. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, give me a like, comment down below what you want to see next. I'll see y'all in the next video. Jesus loves you. Peace.